So you want to talk football? Welcome to Black and Gold Forever, the podcast for Steeler Junkies. I am Steel Pulse, and I'm the quarterback up in this huddle. Huddle up! Huddle up! We talk Steelers, but we keep it fun on a fan level, but on a high level, if that makes any sense to you. So we're just going to jump right on in. I already know who that is. Yo, Steel Pulse, you got merch? Yeah, I got merch. It's easy as pie, man. Just check the link in the comments section below. You'll be able to check out the website. You can check out my EST brand, which sponsors this program. So just check out the website down below, man. No need to interrupt the broadcast ever again. How's it going, Steeler Nation, in particular the Steel Pulse group? It's your boy Steel Pulse, and I'm here to kick a little bit of football talk for week 2 of the upcoming season. Now, everybody knows we're playing the Broncos this week, so I'm going to talk a little bit about a couple of things. First, let's talk about the Broncos, all right? To me, they're not all that impressive, but I will say this, they have a little spunk. They tried to roll with Seattle last week when they played, but Seattle shut all that stuff down. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that the Broncos have a rookie quarterback. Now, he's a little mobile, but if you put a pass rush to him and make him make decisions before he's ready, I think what will happen is you'll force him to make mistakes. He'll try to run more than he will try to throw the ball downfield. I got a funny feeling if he tries to throw the ball downfield a little bit too much, then we'll start giving him trouble because we'll start picking the ball off downfield. Now, TJ Watt and Highsmith and Hayward and the rest of that defensive front are going to give this fella habit. Period. I don't think he's seen anything like this ever in his playing career. What the Steelers are able to do in terms of putting pressure on the quarterback in the backfield. I don't think he's ever seen anything like that. And that's going to be key to stopping the Broncos. In fact, I doubt the Broncos score more than 10 points. To be truthful with you. If they score more than 10 points, I will be surprised. They don't have an overwhelming rushing attack, and they don't have a passing attack to kind of complement their ability to run. So, if they're not able to run, they're going to be in a world of hurt. Because running the ball against Pittsburgh is probably where the weakest link is in the Steelers defense. They tend to give up yardage between the bookends. You understand? So if they're able to run up the middle, then they might have some success. But that's what it's been over the past couple of seasons. This year, if we're healthy, see, that may not be as advantageous for you as it was in the past. So best wishes with that, Broncos. The only thing I can tell you is if that doesn't work for you, you guys are going to have a problem because you're not going to get any yardage downfield. Not a lot. Not a lot. And you don't have a prolific quarterback or prolific receivers. So, I don't see where we're going to have a problem with the Broncos offense this week scoring more than 10 points. If they do, it's going to be field goals. If you get more than 10, you might have a field goal or two past that, and that will be the extent of the damage that offense will be able to do to the Steelers defense. Now, I've said all I need to say about the Broncos offense. Okay, and with Bo Nix, I don't know that that's going to cut it. Basically 150, 160. I think last week he had 160 yards passing. That's not going to do it if you don't have at least 120 yards rushing to go along with it. That's only 280 yards of total offense. Unless you do something spectacular on special teams, that sounds pretty anemic to me. Alright, now, the thing that the Steelers are going to have to do, beyond the defense, because I think the defense is in the bag. The wild card is that offense. Now, this week, again, we're going to have Justin Fields. We saw what he was able to do a little bit last week. And last week, with the offense with Justin Fields is a little vanilla with a splash here and there. That's what I saw. Every now and then he was able to go downfield and catch George Pickens making a spectacular catch or getting open in a spectacular fashion, a splash play here and there. I think this week will be more of the same, to be truthful with you, because if their offensive coordinator is thinking like I'm thinking, I see a running game, a rushing attack, 30 attempts, 35 attempts, running the ball. The Broncos are putting a 4-3 front there. At the most, 7 in a box. Their front four is not that strong. Where they might excel is they might have on one side of the field they have Patrick Surtain, who's going to probably be assigned to our strongest receiver on the field, which most often will be George Pickens. So he's going to be preoccupied with him all day because George Pickens is a task. Okay, he's a task. He's an all-day task. So that being said, your go-to man is, and this is what Justin Fields has proven in the past to not be that strong. And it comes from his inability in the past to read defenses. You need to be able to read what the defense is doing if you want to take advantage of the part of the field that's going to be open against a team like the Broncos. They run a rush 4, which means they may sit some linebackers back. So what you want to try to do is utilize the part of the field on the edges or in the middle. The edges of the offensive line, meaning just outside the hash marks. Those areas should be open if you're sending your receivers downfield with any depth. They have to pay attention. They're going to have to man up our best receiver. In my best estimation, that allows Pat Freiermuth to get open. That should be a primary target when you look downfield this week against the Broncos. That's just a steel post looking at it, okay? Now, Freiermuth has not gotten the utilization the whole while he's been in Pittsburgh that he really should be getting. He has the ability to be maybe not an elite tight end, but a high usage tight end at the very least. Particularly when you get in the red zone, and you see his red zone production has been kind of high when they use him. And that's where I think they need to focus their attention. Either 2 tight end sets or hit Freiermuth out of a run set. Establish the run, and you should be able to make and take plenty of advantage of Pat Freiermuth. And I cannot emphasize it enough that Pat Freiermuth should be a focal point in a quick passing game. We're not talking 20 yards down the field. You can even dink and dunk to him. You can dink and dunk to those bats coming out of the backfield. And every now and then you hit downfield with one of your receivers. Now, you don't have to force the ball to George Pickens, because you'll be able to utilize the receiver on the other side of the field as well. But I'm hoping that they're going to come at the Broncos with 2 tight end sets, run the ball, pull a tight end off, run or quick pass the Pat Fry move. And this should start steamrolling our ability to get in the end zone, which is something we struggle with the past couple of seasons, scoring touchdowns. And it is imperative to set the tone right away. Get downfield and get in the end zone on the first drive. Another area of contention with the Steelers is we struggle to do that. We need a first drive score, particularly a touchdown, and we need to score in the first quarter. Make Denver play from behind. If you can get a stop on your first defensive series and come down and get a score of any kind, you now have Denver playing from behind, which plays to our strength because we want him to either rely on his legs or throw the ball. You don't want ball control. You want him panicking. You want him moving around, making decisions while he's in motion. Not running wild. The Steelers tend to not let quarterbacks run wild on them. Even Lamar Jackson struggles to do his normal run Superman routine. We have an ability to kind of put a cap on that kind of thing. Maintain that. But in all honesty, if we can get them to the point where they're playing from behind, they're not going to be a threat to do much but make a lot of mistakes. And that's the way that I see that. Get the ball in Najee's hands, Jaylen Warren's hands, Pat Fryermuth's hands. Let them do what they do. And Justin Fields, if you drop back and you don't see what you like downfield, make good decisions with that ball. Do not put it in the hands of their defense and give them opportunities to stay within striking distance of the lead that we put on them. Don't make those errors. Run. Make moves. Use your athleticism. If you do that, we'll be 2-0. And the next time you hear from the Steel Pulse, what we'll be talking about is, we're 2-0. Russell's healthy now. Should we put him in, or should we roll with your boy Justin Fields? See, that's the kind of controversy. That's what you call one of those good problems. That's the position we want to be in. But it is imperative that we do not give the ball back to Denver once we get the ball in our hands. I'd rather see us go with 6 field goals than to take shots that put the ball in their hand, making unwise decisions. Let's not do that. I think we are fully equipped to walk out of this game 2-0. In fact, we should win by 14 points. I'm going with a 24-10 win here. This is what I'm thinking. We should be able to score 2-3 touchdowns on Denver. I saw them when they played Seattle. They weren't bringing much smoke. That 4-3 defense that they run looks rather basic. What they want to do is bait you into throwing the ball over there with Pat Surtain is, because he's their defensive strength. He can actually maneuver, get the ball, he can bait you, do whatever, and he's a ball hog. But he's the best they got. Don't put the ball in their hands. Ball control. Sustained drives that end in a touchdown. Score early. In fact, score on your first drive, preferably a touchdown on your first drive. You do that, you will beat Denver. That's all I need to say about that. We're good in all those other areas. This week, that's what I want to talk about. Now, I'll come back on Monday and talk about some other topics, some other things that are Steelers related. And hopefully the first thing I'll be able to mention after on Monday is we're 2-0, y'all. This your boy Steel Pulse, signing off. The black and the gold forever. Deuces.
Hey man, that's all right.